Biggest thing, she says, there's a lot of uncertainty, like you said, with the CBA, with the money, if we're even going to have a league next year, and then if people want to come back.
A WNBA player just dropped a bomb, and it's got everyone in the basketball world freaking out. Sophie Cunningham did an interview and said something about next season that no one saw coming. Seriously, we're talking major uncertainty, contract issues everywhere, and straight-up questions about if the league will even be here. This isn't just rumors or guesses. It's coming straight from a player. Before we dive into all this mess, tell me in the comments, do you actually think the WNBA will have a 2026 season, or is this whole thing heading for disaster? So, Sophie Cunningham did this interview with Front Office Sports, and she basically just said what everyone's been thinking, but no one dared to say out loud. She flat out admitted there's real uncertainty about whether the WNBA will even exist next year. We're not talking about low attendance or struggling ratings. We're talking about, like, will there even be a league? Let that sink in for a minute. Sophie's been with the Indiana Fever since last January. So she's seen all the drama, the injuries that near finals run, and now this total chaos around the league's future. The thing is, when she talks about what's happening behind the scenes, people actually listen. And what she's saying, it should have everyone worried. In the interview, they asked what the Fever needed to make it to the finals next season. Her first answer was pretty simple: stay healthy. She even pointed out that even when they weren't fully healthy last season, they were still just a couple of calls away from the final. That adversity actually helped them get ready for the future, right? But then she dropped the absolute bomb. She said, and this is a direct quote, there's a lot of uncertainty with the CBA, with the money, if we're even going to have a league next year. Listen to that again. If we're even going to have a league next year. Not when the season starts, or assuming everything goes smoothly. She literally said they don't know if there will be a WNBA in 2020. A current player publicly admitting the league might not exist? That's just not a good look for anyone involved. Sophie went on to explain that even though the FIBA players are all staying in touch, there's nothing really to talk about until this new collective bargaining agreement gets worked out. And honestly, that's the story across the entire league right now. Nobody can make plans. No one can commit to anything. Teams can't make trades. Players can't negotiate new contracts. Everything is just completely frozen because these CBA negotiations are totally stuck. When they asked her about those negotiations, Sophie revealed the last meeting was 2 weeks ago. 2 whole weeks and nothing since then, which usually means nothing significant is happening behind the scenes. She said the executives are supposedly talking to their people daily, but there hasn't been much movement at all. The only positive thing she could even say was that at least there's some communication happening. But what's the point of communication if there's no actual progress? That's just noise. She made it really clear that players only get meetings when something big is on the table or when the league needs to update them on what's being discussed. The fact that it's been 2 weeks without a meeting tells you everything you need to know. Nothing is moving. Nothing is changing. And get this, the clock keeps ticking toward a season that might never even happen. Plus, the interview touched on salary proposals. Apparently, there's talk about a supermax salary of 8. Sounds pretty great, right? A big number showing the league values at start. But Sophie's response was way more thoughtful than just getting excited about a big paycheck.